like I said, I'm not. It's to me, it ain't even a big deal. I'm not going to even make a big deal about it because it is what it is. It is what it is. But look, delineation. Some people feel like it's drying up their little money. You know, it's drying up people's money. It's drying up their income. And hey, that's what it is. We keep it pushing. I've never disrespected that man ever. Never, ever, ever. Never, ever. But what we're not going to do, I'm not going to sell out the lineage for a couple of Negro pennies so I can do a couple of tours or sell some DVDs overseas or whatever. Yeah, I guess his little African tour money, I guess he don't want to mess that up. I'm not that dude, man. Y'all know, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a generic African. All right? If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. Yeah.
Well, the part that I don't understand, though, and correct me,
Go ahead.
is you're telling me that being a foundational Black American isn't a choice, it's a lineage.
Right.
So if Drake's lineage through his father is FBA, doesn't that automatically make him FBA just by bloodline?
No, also blood and land. Blood and land, same
Land.
thing. Yeah, land too. You're not in America, you're in Canada.
So
you know what I'm saying?
you take the same Drake, same
Right.
mother, he grows up, let's say in Memphis, he would be FBA?
Right. If he was born here, yes. If he was born on this land, experiencing Memphis, because Memphis has a very unique history.
Yes, it
Memphis
does.
ain't no goddamn Canada. You know what I'm saying? So,
You've probably seen this petty beef, between Africans and African Americans.
But we don't know how much American State Department or Justice Department is involved in Foundation of Black America. Who's getting paid the money to say what they're saying?
Sorry about you.
So what you're seeing ain't quite what you see, and there's only a piece of what you see. A black face don't mean you're the CIA, all right? A black face don't mean you ain't the FBI, okay?
Peace. You know who this is. Family, I want to say
his story versus his story. FBA versus Pan-Africanism. Now, look, family, I want to dive deep into the fold about this because I think it's something more internal that we can deal with in the aspect of spiritual gnosis. I was in college and I was kind of one of the niggas on the campus and everything like that. And a few of my partners or whatever, who was also him on campus, they decided to make a play. They wanted to become in a fraternity, essentially, right? And they came to me with it just based off of, we was all him in our respective, subgroups on campus, right? Anyway, they came to me with a brilliant plan. They wanted to switch up the energy of the Sigmas because the Sigmas was kind of downtrodden. It was looked at as lame, you know what I'm saying? The nerds of the school, essentially, and things of that nature, right? So mind you, none of us have no sorority ties, fraternity ties. None of us, you know what I'm saying, is in the aspect of having family members that's even in fraternities, sororities, whatever, right? We just all from different places. New York, Cali, you know what I'm saying? We all had the same common goal because we was on the basketball team. But other than that, that was it. Anyway, long story short, what happened was we decided to pull the move and do it just in a way of, just bringing another type of energy to the campus in an aspect of fun, maybe interesting, you know what I'm saying? And we all was going to these meetings. Essentially, it was just 5 of us that was gonna cross and become Sigmas. So we had to go to these meetings, and we went to about 4 meetings. And, and for the life of me, I don't know why I was doing it. I think I was just fucked up. I think my head was just gone because I didn't have no idea. And I think my partners didn't know what they was doing either, just being real. But something told me that last meeting, something told me as I'm sitting there listening to the kind of liaison of this thing that's actually a administrator in the thing that was kind of ushering us in, because we didn't have to go through no process. It was just giving us some basic ideas, some rules, and some groundwork. And essentially, at last meeting, something inside of me jumped out of my body and said, "Nigga, Dream 4, do not do this shit." I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, damn, what's that noise in my head that's saying, don't do this shit, don't do it, get the fuck up and get out of there. So much so, in that meeting, I told Guthrie with that, hey man, I told my brothers, I said, hey y'all, look, fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I dig what y'all doing, but shit, this ain't with it. This ain't for me, and I'm out. So boom, I walked out. Boom, they tried to stop me at the thing. They cornered me. My partners, they cornered me saying, "Hey, nah, hold up, this, we gonna do it. We gonna cross together and da da da." And they was just kind of possessed with the idea, and they was heavy in that notion to, you know what I mean, make that play. And essentially, what I did was I just kept on telling them, "Hey, I love y'all. I fuck with y'all and everything, but nah, I gotta make my own choice. I gotta make my own lane. I don't got no family in this thing. I don't even know what it's about. Da 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 da. You feel me?" Man, it take a lot of courage to pull that off because we was with it. You know what I'm saying? We actually just kind of all came up with it together and shit like that. So anyway, long story short, I bounced out, and sure enough, them four crossed, and you know what I'm saying, they're Sigmas to this day or whatever. And the funny thing is, it's still love because whenever I fuck with them, whenever I go to homecoming or whatever, it's me and them niggas. And them other Sigmas that they quote unquote call their brothers ain't nowhere to be found. God damn. So the moral of the story or the idea of this thing is groups are always binding you to an idea, right? Binding you to or keeping you in a box. It's basically religion, and religion just binds you to an idea, an egregor spirit, some kind of entity, some kind of energy to keep you entrapped in or ensnared in some kind of motion that might or might not serve you.
One of the most powerful and effective ways to decalcify and activate the pineal gland is by using all natural herbs. And one of my favorite blends to use is this First Eye blend by Mental Alchemy. Now this blend contains haritaki fruit, which is a very, very powerful herb that is very good in detoxifying the body, detoxifying the pineal gland, and bringing back the body to its natural holistic state. They also have this dream blend, which will help you have much more vivid dreams. It'll help you astral travel. It'll help you lucid dream. And it'll also help you get a better night's sleep. Now, this blend contains haritaki fruit, chamomile powder, ashwagandha powder, and gotu kalai. Right, so these are very, very powerful herbs that'll help you get better sleep and have more vivid dreams. So definitely tap in. Make sure you follow them. Go to their page at DreamWise Mental Alchemy. Tell them I sent you. And remember that health is wealth.
And a lot of times people just want to belong because they're in this space of, trying to fit in, trying to not be an outcast, not trying to be lonely, and things of that nature. And Tariq making this FBA group, just kind of making it up in his head and just kind of saying, you know what? I'm going to make a group that just identifies Black Americans in America. Fuck them African people. Fuck all them people on the other side, right? He just created his own group, his own religion. Essentially, that's all it is. And then even in James Small's aspects of this thing, we're all African, it's Pan-Africanism, hey, the continent of Africa and things of that nature, right? Religion. So what I want the family to understand to the core is that you are an individual, powerful God being. You're not binded to any groups or any kind of religion that will put you in a space of conforming to a situation or conforming to laws and rules that doesn't serve your greater good. Think about the story about Moana. Moana is a story of the goddess setting sail to see who she's destined to be, see what she can do, because her family is trying to bind her to the land and keep her in that particular egregor spirit of, hey, this is our home, this is how we do things, this is what it is. Some of y'all might feel binded in the city you're in. You might have to wear your clothes a certain way. Might have to wear certain colors because you was from this particular neighborhood. The problem with that is that how do you find out who you truly are and find out who you are yearning to become? See, they had this experiment back in the day. It was called the Robbers Caves experiment. Robbers Caves experiment. Let me see if I can look it up. Robbers Cave experiments. And the Robert Cave experiment, it says, what did the Robert Cave experiment prove? The Robert Cave experiment proved that competition for limited resources can cause hostility and prejudice between groups, and that cooperation on subordinate goals can reduce that hostility. It showed that simply bringing groups into contact is not enough to resolve conflict. They must work together to achieve common goals that are beyond the capacity of any single group. So the Roberts Cave experiment was a very powerful experiment where they brought Caucasian boys together, and essentially in bringing these Caucasian boys to this summer camp, they separated them into two groups, Group A, Group B. And essentially the 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 guide or the camp counselor, right, pitched off certain resources, food, clothing, whatever, to one group, more to one group, and then neglected another group. Sounds familiar? Ha! And essentially what happened was, the groups, instead of looking at the entity that was kind of controlling the situation, the administrator, they was fighting against each other. And now, because they feel that, this is my group, this is my people's, right? And they don't know each other from a hole in the wall. Now, all of a sudden, it's up. It's on site. They had a movie on that too. I can't remember the movie. They was in jail. They had the jailbirds, and then they had the prison guards. Somebody put the movie in the comments when y'all have it. So understand this to the core, right? As a spiritual being, we're in the space of moving through the gnosis or the spiritual work and finding out this thing through experimentation. And experimentation is just essentially you trying different things, you doing different things that serves your greater good. You feel me? When you're binded to a religion or a group, now all of a sudden you gotta abide by them rules, by them laws. Supposedly, them Christians, they just go for whatever they want to do. God damn. But at the end of the day, when we look at the grand scheme of things, this doesn't have anything to do with this is my group and this is who I am. I'm an FBA. No, I'm a Pan-Africanism. No, I'm a goddamn Christian. I'm Muslim. Because that's a construct that was created on earth to keep you in lockdown and snared in some kind of motif that doesn't serve your soul's journey.
Message.
And your soul is bigger than any group. It's bigger than any idea of rules. You don't know what's going to work for you. You don't know how your soul is yearning to express itself down here in this third dimension. You might have to be a meat eater. You might have to be a vegetarian. You might have to be a person who kumbayas with particular groups and situations that follows you into, into another way of thinking, expressing yourself in another unique way, right? Instead of being boxed in to ideas and concepts that keeps you binded in nature. So I want the family to think about that as you go through this occult energy and occult understanding. You're beyond groups, you're beyond the slave mindset, because all of it is still Sky Daddy energy.
These are Harataki capsules, which are yogic super brain food. They're really easy to use. 30 minutes before you go to bed, take 1 to 2 capsules. I started off with 1 because I was really nervous, but take 2. Trust me, take 2. And then you just enter this blissful dream state. So if you want to start recalling your dreams, get yourself a bottle.
Y'all seen Tariq and James Smalls? I seen that shit. They fighting over basically
OG James Smalls?
Yeah, the OG James Smalls, yep.
Oh,
they basically just fighting over. They're not really fighting. Tariq just petty, but James Smalls did call him a CIA agent, so that's fucked up. So that is kind of fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, he went for the gusto when he called him a CIA agent. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on, let me see if I
That
can find
nigga
the
50
video.
funny too, bro.
What
Yeah, I
he
was
say?
just about to ask that. It's like, yo, did you see that doc he about to drop on Diddy?
Oh shit, when is it coming out?
The 2nd of December.
Yeah.
December?
Yeah, the 2nd of December.
Oh, that nigga just going for his. Oh shit, Stranger Things come out today.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
at 8 o'clock.
Look at my nerd ass. Oh shit, Stranger Things. Ha.
Nah, hey, I woke up and I said, damn, I'm about to watch a new episode.
That shit gonna be fire, nigga. I'm telling you. Hold on, let me see if I can find that James Small video. And
I
then
watched
they,
that in my dreams yesterday too. That show was pretty good.
yeah, it's something good for the kids, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing, that type of vibe. Hold on, let me see if is this it? Hold on, because that Jay Smalls, that nigga said that nigga is an agent, provocateur. And, you know, I used to fuck with Tariq. I don't got no beef with him. And James
Seen this.
and James Smalls too. You know what I'm saying? But once you get off the history, you got to get into the mystery. And the mystery is the real play down here. You feel me? Hold on, let me share this. The mystery is the real game down here. Okay, check it out.
You've probably seen this petty beef, you know, between Africans and African Americans.
But we don't know how much American State Department or Justice Department is involved in Foundation of Black America. Who's getting paid the money to say what they're saying? So what you're seeing ain't quite what you see, and there's only a piece of what you see. A black face don't mean you're the FBA, all right? A black face don't mean you ain't the FBI, okay?
Peace.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna even lie to you. When James Small said that, I was like, oh shit, I could see Tariq taking that bag, nigga, for a fact. And I just know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, you know what I mean? Because my thing is, Tariq, he wasn't really about that life like that. He had his spiritual practices or whatever, but he was really just a person of, you know, trying to teach macking and shit like that. You feel me? Or how to pick up women, or just to being a thorough ass nigga, which was cool, right? And I used to watch some of the videos back in the day. Hell, I got his books and everything. Um, but then he shift, and I seen that shift too, and I was like, oh shit, this nigga talking about something that's strange. You feel me? Um, and it was good because, you know what I'm saying, he brought out the hidden colors, right? Niggas needed that hidden colors. He brought out particular messages that the family needed in that particular time, which was good in the historian thing. And you know what I'm saying, it's cool or whatever, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I seen the play in him moving into the aspect of Mackin to, you know, Afrocentrism and shit. Anyway, I don't know if it's true. I know he is thorough, but I can see the powers that be get into him in the aspect of saying, like, look, take this bag and just push this FBA thing. Because again, the group thing is a part of an agenda. It's like religion. It's the same Christianity thing. Because if you can get people in a group, now you can know how to corner them and put them in a box. You feel me? And then create narratives around that group to keep them enslaved. It's still slavery all over again. That's the same thing with race, it's slavery. You feel me? So what you want to do is say, I am nobody. I'm not a part of no groups, right? I'm an individual sovereign being. Even in James Small's case, he's, you know what I'm saying, with that Pan-Africanism shit. Like, it's putting you in religion again. Because majority of people are sheep, they're followers. That's what I'm talking about with Tariq and James Smalls. People need to feel like they want to fit in. You feel me? And that fitting in thing, it puts them in a box, or it doesn't let you express yourself divinely, right? Because you just came down here to experience, not came down here to be in a box. This is Jack in the Box. You got to think outside of the box. And that's the whole thing with the Christianity thing. You're enslaved on the cross. But once you break free of the cross or die to the cross, now you're free. You're Christ consciousness thinking. Because you know the box is a tetrahedron. When you fold the cross, it just makes a box. So now you know what I'm saying? You just want to understand to the core, like that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying like agendas, like even that alien thing. You feel me? It's all an agenda. It's all an illusion. It's all to create, um, you look in a particular way and keeping your mind on something else instead of looking inside of yourself and finding out how fire you can be.